Hello, my name is Don Shaw, and I host an online webinar called Friending the Mirror. But I'm not doing this video to talk about the content of my webinar. I'm not doing this video to talk about the content of your webinar. In fact, I'm not doing this video to talk about webinar platforms, which one is best to use. And I'm especially not here to talk about how to make money on your webinar, because frankly, that's not what my webinar is all about. What I would like to talk about on this video are some physical and technical aspects that can help you make a more professional looking webinar. The first thing you need for any webinar is some sort of device that connects you to the internet. I happen to use my laptop. You need to have in your device either an external camera or a built-in camera. My laptop has a built-in camera. You also need a microphone, internal or external. Even though my laptop has a microphone built in, I prefer to use an external microphone. Now, there are three very important things to remember about using a microphone. First of all, you need to make sure that your microphone is actually plugged in. That's at both ends. Secondly, you need to make sure that the microphone is turned on. Thirdly, if your webinar platform has a control panel that allows you to control the audio levels, make sure that your audio levels are actually turned up. Because if you go on air, live onto your webinar, and you sound like this, you can see that communicating your message is going to be very difficult unless your audience is adept at lip reading or you're having closed captioning done at the same time. Now, regarding the camera, first of all, you want to make eye contact with the camera directly. It's tempting to look at the screen, either at your own image or at your guest if you have one, but in order for you to make eye contact with your audience, you need to look directly into the camera. The position of your camera is important. For example, you don't want to be looking up at your camera, nor do you want to be looking down into your camera, because that's just odd, awkward angles. You also need to consider proximity. If you're too far away from your device, you're going to be a tiny little dot on the screen. On the other hand, if you're too close, we don't need to see the condition of your pores, nor do we need to count your nose hairs. A third technical aspect, and an important technical aspect, is lighting. You need to have some sort of light source. You can have a nice even light source, or you can have one that is specifically designed for your webinar. Just make sure that it illuminates your face completely, and ideally it's going to be a little bit above and at a slight angle. However, you have to be careful that it doesn't glare off your glasses or off the bald spot on your head. Another big thing to consider when positioning yourself in terms of lighting is to make sure that you do not sit with your back to some sort of big light source such as a window. Otherwise, you just become a silhouette to your viewers. There are definite advantages to not having other people in the room with you. First of all, nobody's going to care what you had for lunch and what your breath smells like. They're also not going to notice if you forgot to use deodorant that morning. Oh, yeah, so the other thing that is important, however, and that's getting back to what you had for lunch, is you want to make sure that it's not still in your teeth. Now, again, that is one advantage to a visual medium such as a webinar, is you can see yourself on the screen. So you're going to know if you have something in your teeth or if your hair is sticking straight up. The last point I want to cover is regarding what to wear. Again, this is a professional medium, so you want to give a presentation that presents you in a professional way. Therefore, you should be wearing something decent from the waist up. You're only visible from about right here to over the top of your head. So what that means is nobody is going to see or care what you're wearing from the waist down. Now, men, you're going to want to shave your face or trim your beard if that's what you have. And maybe women, some of you might need to do that too. But ladies, I'll tell you the good news, you don't have to worry about shaving your legs. I hope that these tips for giving a professional appearance to a webinar have been helpful. Again, my name is Dawn Shaw. My webinar is called Friending the Mirror, and you can find information about me and my professional speaking and the books that I write and my webinar on my website at www.facinguptoit.com. Thank you very much.